Imagine having a cousin. Oh, good job. Probably easy since you do. Now imagine that cousin going online, befriending you, then developing a romantic connection as someone they're not, possibly even sexting you and sending nudes. I don't know. The point is, after 3 years, imagine finding out the person you fell in love with was not only a cousin, but the reason they did it was for revenge. That is the story of today's video. I've never seen anything like this, quite frankly. I don't think that even a screenwriter could come up with this amazing garbage. On the show Catfish, and I'm not talking about Scamfish, the great YouTube channel, I'm talking about Catfish, the MTV show that started with the host actually getting catfished himself. I didn't know that. This guy and his friend Max, who is the cameraman, go out to various parts of the United States of America and beyond the world, actually, to find out the catfishes that have been going on. But this episode, they don't have to even leave America. In fact, they don't even have to leave that family because they're fucked up as it is. Like I said, the title promises exactly what it's gonna deliver. Please strap in for a wild ride if you have not seen this. Also, why would you catfish your cousin? How is that ever gonna look good to anyone? What is wrong with people? Okay, cool. Follow me on Instagram, okay? Just do it. I'm getting buff now, and I will post shirtless pictures one day. So, thirst trap activated. Follow me on the YouTubes because I'm gonna hit 1 million subscribers this year, and you can tell your mom I said so, okay? In honor of Valentine's Day, I'd like to share through poem my love for something that has always been by my side. My Raycon Everyday Earbuds. Raycon Everyday Earbuds. My love for you burns bright. I can always count on 8 hours of playtime and 32 hours of battery life, every day and every night. With optimized gel tips for the perfect in-ear fit, I think anyone could recognize these buds are legit. I'd never leave my house without you in my hands. Amazing quality audio at half the price of other premium audio brands. These earbuds are great. This isn't breaking news. They have tens of thousands of 5-star reviews. 3 sounds profiles let me decide what to hear. Either pure sound, balanced sound, or bass sound. Travel to the ear. I wear mine at the gym or on a walk, or to block out noise when I don't want to talk. So this Valentine's Day, if you're single and feeling a little lonely, I'd recommend picking up a pair of Raycon earbuds so that your favorite music or podcast can fill that void and keep you company. All jokes aside, check out my link in the description box or go to buyraycon.com/sixteenleo to get 15% off your Raycon purchase, plus free shipping. Thanks Raycon for sponsoring today's video. Catfish. MTV. The thing that started it all. It started so many things. Most of them sucked. This one was pretty good, actually. I don't mind the show.
This guy could be in jail. All right, here's a good one. Subject: my cousin is getting catfished. Oh, it's a family affair.
So you can already tell, like, as opposed to other shows, this has both a high and low value feel. The show is made to look like a lower budget show than it is. It looks like Max, who's the cameraman, always is filming with his mini pocket camera, which honestly looks like a 2-megapixel camera. I don't know why he pretends that that has anything to do with the show at all when they have proper cameras pointed at them and a cameraman, but whatever. So this show goes out of its way to catfish us into thinking that the 2 hosts are the only people on the show sometimes. I don't know who's catfishing who, but the episodes always start with Neve, the main character, the one in the white shirt like myself, both buff, thank you, talking about someone who has emailed them to look out for a catfish. On this episode, it's someone saying my family member has been catfished, and this is where the episode begins.
My name is Carmen. I'm 30 years old and live in Cincinnati, Ohio. My cousin's name is Antoine, and he is in love with a guy named...
That's Dave Chappelle with a wig. Don't try and convince me that that's not Dave Chappelle with a weave. What the hell? I did not expect, hey, good for him, man.
All I ever hear is how Tony is the cheese to his macaroni, and I don't understand how he can even trust the guy. Plus, Antoine has never even seen a picture of Tony. He only...
Okay, so I guess there are some similarities to the normal catfish things that I've been watching. No matter how you see it, the people who are getting catfished are as dumb as rocks. I don't think that you can fall in love with a blank profile picture, but hey, things are just beyond me today. Love is so fleeting that you literally will hold on to anyone saying the words I love you, whether they exist or not. This is the default Facebook profile picture. And by the way, Mark Zuckerberg, who the fuck has one hair sticking out like that? Who'd you model that out of? Seriously?
Antoine Antoine and Tony have been talking for 3 years, and he's never made an effort to come to Cincinnati to see him.
Okay, so evil Rick James here is getting catfished by a guy that he hasn't met or seen, but is in love with. So this man must be like a Casanova of wordplay. He is seriously, he's got the words to make Tony fall in love. Tony's smiling. Antoine is cheesing real hard here, so it seems like Tony really has a way with words. I would love to hear, or at least see some of the text, because I don't know what would make a man like this smile that hard, man.
Please help Carmen.
Like Catfish and like every other Catfish show out there, they do call to get some leads. And I really like the show's way of doing the sort of vlog style stuff and exploring at the same time as the viewer, like what's happening. Like Neve and Max don't know what's going on, just as the viewer watching it doesn't. And I think that's pretty good. Like in terms of MTV programming, this might be one of the better shows out there. So they call Carmen and they try and get some more information on why Tony has been catfishing Antoine, and this is what Carmen says.
Hey! Wow.
I love your scarf.
Do you know how Antoine and Tony met originally 3 years ago?
This is what a white person says to a black person when I have nothing. I love your scarf. That's not racially. That's fine, right? Yes. I love the African roots in your. Nope. No. Just your scarf is nice. Carry on.
Chat line, phone chat line. You can just call your local number. You can talk to anybody from anywhere.
Meet singles and you're...
So this is like those late night commercials.
It's like them pornos. This is like in pornos. Meet MILFs that want to. MILFs 4 kilometers away. MILF right next door to your house. She's a next door MILF. Just knock on her door. She's right there, just waiting to meet you. Why are you watching these videos when you could be making your own? That's just right. And then apparently Antoine was like, "Oh, you're right," and he clicked on one of those. And this is how he got catfished. I see. You know what? You're vulnerable when you're watching those things, Antoine. I get it. Everyone wants to be loved. And also, sex stuff.
I know you done been on it, Max. You done been on the chest.
I've been on it.
Have they...
So then Carmen calls out Max for being like, "Hey, I know you've been on them late night sex calls. Look at you, Max. You look like a late night sex call." So, I mean, I don't know. She's known him all of 1 minute, but she's comfortable enough to say that. Max just admits it. He's like, "Yeah, every night. You got it right."
He says,
He's like, "You're a hater. Get out of my business. You know, I'm just trying to help. Look out for my cousin. Because he deserves to know who Tony is."
well, here's my...
There's your first piece of evidence. Now, look, I'm not going to pretend that we don't, or I didn't help spoil the ending. That is what the YouTube title has promised, so I had to do it. But she says it like an evil villain. She's like, "You need to know who Tony is." Like, this is your first piece of evidence watching this back that, okay, something's a little suspicious there. But how could you know that when the person who calls in for help might be the devious one? That's crazy. Also, this is a catfish first. Ever. This man refuses to be on the internet. I don't even think he knows how the internet works, and still got catfished. Only a cousin could catfish someone like that. Someone who's not even on social media. That would take a cousin knowing this person existed, because catfish by phone call is a 0.1% rarity. That's crazy rare.
Question, if we come...
Every time this man says come, he has to pause for like a period of time. When we come... then we'll be there. I promise you, because I'm gonna do at least one more episode of the series, and he says it again in another episode. I promise you, you watch the next one, he'll be like, "When we come, it'll be good."
He really wants to know.
Right. He doesn't necessarily think that he needs our help figuring out if Tony's real,
Right.
but he wants to meet him.
See you soon.
Bye, Carmen.
All right. Carmen's amazing.
I love Carmen.
Love her.
Okay, so they love Carmen, she's amazing, and Antoine needs to meet Tony. I don't know if Antoine's gonna be too happy that Tony might not exist, but someone needs to burst Antoine's bubble and be like, "Yo, brother, it's been 3 years, wake up and smell the fresh Facebook ads. You've been duped."
Dad, are you kidding? Wow.
This is for real?
What? For real.
None of that was used. Look at them. I'm sorry, but what? Y'all got punching bags and shit in the room? How y'all look like? What? I'm sorry. That was my bad. Potty foul.
Here, let's see what you got.
I'ma surprise you.
All right, here we go.
Come on. What do you got?
You know what? I'm wrong. She beat Neve up and she wasn't even trying. That's Mike Tyson right there. Yep.
Cough.
Yeah. What is...
Can we call? Can we do one right now?
Yeah.
This is exciting.
Yeah.
So dial 5. This is Heatline. We're hot.
So the two boys, they travel to Cincinnati. They meet up with Carmen, and now it's time to actually sort of retrace the steps. Carmen says that Tony was someone who he was on like the sex line. He was one of the sexy men singles or whatever, and that's how they met, or I guess audio met. So Neve is like, yo, can we do this? Max is like, yeah, man, let's do this. And they call to see basically how this would happen.
What's up, ladies? I'm looking for someone to hang out with. Chill out. I'm 6 foot, light brown skin, weigh like 200, clean cut. If you like what you hear, give me a holler.
Damn, maybe I should do that. I'm fucking under 6 foot. I don't look that good. Have a great relationship with my moms, and also too much sunlight makes me want to put more cream on. Call me, holler. I could do it.
Message delivered.
Do you always change your voice?
Yeah, because I have a heavy voice. I want them to be attracted to me.
How many people do you think?
Clue number two. Clue number two right there. Neve is like, hey, you always change your voice? And she's like, yeah, of course. I want them to be sexified by me. So I put on a little higher voice. But really, when I want the bad men, then I put on my sexy voice. You know what I mean? But really, I'm going to talk like this most of the time. Oh, wow. So she's catfishing the guys. Or probably catfishing the other guys. It's crazy. So basically, not really much was gained from that. I feel like that didn't really go anywhere, but they sort of got an inclination to how it was possible Tony and Antoine connected through that sensual line over there. Now it's time to meet the big boy himself, Antoine, who doesn't live with Carmen. I don't know why I thought they lived at least close by. I'm not sure. Obviously, they're cousins. That doesn't mean they're living together, because that's, you know, woo-hoo-hoo, you know what I mean? Alabama cousins living together. We're just friends. It's like, oh, okay. Are you though?
Oh, here he comes. Oh, there's that smile.
Oh.
Damn. God damn. So Cincinnati just got them. Hey! One of those people, huh?
So tell us about yourself. I mean, we've heard a lot about you.
We've heard
All
of-
good
yeah.
Bro,
things.
this actually genuinely seems like a character on Chappelle's show. Oh, damn. I was joking, but like, man, I feel like Dave Chappelle could play him.
Right now, I'm not working, look for a job. I babysit some.
That's dank. I never seen the number of the door on the inside of the door. That's like remind you where you are before you leave. Like 890. All right. God, I'm so drunk. I don't know my house inside or outside. I go outside. It says 890. I'm like, oh, is that the year it is? What the fuck?
Every time that I ask you about Tony, it's always, I'm a hater.
You is.
You know, so I'm just trying to look out for you. I don't want nobody to play you.
Actually, just so pleasantly surprised Antoine's gay. I know that sounds silly, but like, you know, like it's just thought, oh, cousin catfishing another cousin. Man, this sounds like, you know, they're trying to become Alabama. Like you're not legally there in Alabama yet where it's accepted and actually seems like a great gathering between one family for two people. But this is like, I thought like, oh damn, this girl liked this guy. And she was like, oh man, it's a shame we're cousins, because if we weren't, we'd be fucking like, oh, okay, that's definitely a different catfish. But I don't think there's any of that element going on, which is like, you know, whew, one of those whew moments for me. It's still horrible. I think that moment not being there at least makes it a little better.
True.
You sensitive to certain things and you caring.
Would you say that you guys are each other's best friends?
Yeah.
What kind of feelings do you have for this guy?
I want to be with him.
You can't see him. He's John Cena.
I am the one that can see John Cena.
You know what I mean? You can't even see the guy, but you want to see him for life. That's crazy. That's crazy, Antoine. That's crazier than the hair.
I love him, and I care for him.
Does he express the same feelings for you?
Mm-hmm.
Does he say he's gonna like take care of you?
Yeah.
He doesn't say it. He texts that, and if sometimes he calls and says it. You know what I mean? Like he's not saying it. It's more like you're seeing it on paper. Antoine. Antoine. Somebody needs to show Antoine the way, because this is not it.
Yeah.
Talk about you gonna get a house and all that, so I'm ready. You better know where I
Tell us about that.
That's my favorite part, is when people don't, like, they become inaudible at some point. You know, when you're just, like, so caught up in an emotion, you're like, you know what I said? Oh. None of that makes any sense, but I understood his happiness for the situation.
So he called you first from a Cincinnati area code.
Right. But he say he from Atlanta, so.
Okay, that's fishy. Someone calls from Cincinnati, Ohio. Is Cincinnati in Ohio? Can someone tell me that? I don't know where Cincinnati even is. I just made that shit up. Someone calls from Cincinnati, which is not in Atlanta, as far as I know, and he says he's from Atlanta. Fishy, right? You know? Like someone saying, I'm from China, but the call ID says from Nigeria. Someone's messed that shit up.
But I still remember the 388.
9870, I could lip read. Go on.
And how often does he call you?
Yesterday, he ain't caught me today.
That's not a time period, motherfucker. How often does he call you? Yesterday. That's okay. Well, like what I'm trying to establish is how often this man calls you. Yesterday, sometime before that, even so, and then eventually. Those are not time periods. That's not. I can't put timestamps down on YouTube for eventually and yesterday. Can you please tell me?
He ain't caught me today.
He calls you like once a day.
Yeah.
Oh. He could have just said that. Max is like once a day. Yeah, I then.
Don't you think it's weird that you don't have a phone number to call him at?
I don't know. He work all the time, construction worker, so, you know, I don't know.
Why don't you just redial the number? Why don't, like, recent calls, redial? It should save the number that called you, right? Wow. Wait, so how did you... wait. He never texted Tony? Ever? Tony's just only called him from payphone? What? I'm missing something here.
Oh,
What's his last name?
I don't know his last name.
Oh my God, how are you gonna get married to the man if you're gonna be like Tony Tonerson? Tony Two-Tone? What is his last name? You have to know someone's last name to marry them. Or at least it's advised, you know, it's frowned upon to not know the last name of your spouse before you marry them.
And that's why I, Emily, take you.
Who's taking whose last name? Is he gonna be Antoine? What is your last name? Oh my God. Antoine Tony? Is he Tony Tony? Oh.
Have you seen a photograph of him?
No.
Nothing.
Just a voice.
So this man could send this other man a picture of Tony Montana and he'd be like, oh, he's cute. That's Al Pacino. Oh my God. Antoine, why you do this?
He could text you a picture.
I got an Obama phone. They low-income phones. So you can't do nothing with them but talk.
Okay, so Tony has an Obama phone, which I thought was just a big goddamn joke. Apparently it was a thing. Obama decided, yeah, fuck food, but phones, like, necessary to have phones. Everybody needs to sex someone, okay? So he gave him Obama phone. Apparently it gives you minutes so you can make calls, but not really texting. Wow, that is so inconvenient.
He described what he looks like.
Yeah, he's tall, brown skin, you know, buff.
Six-pack?
Yeah, better be, because I don't want no donut pack.
Saying that as a man who's like, I'm fat and I like it. And then being like, I don't want no donut pack. I don't want no fat piece of shit. But I'm fat and I'm proud. That's crazy, man. So he says he's 6 foot, he's brown, six-pack. You know, you've narrowed it down to maybe, I don't know, 1 billion people maybe.
Do you have any voicemails that he's left you or anything like that?
Yeah, I got one.
Just, okay, so we break through. Max asks a real question. Also, Max, I just want to pause on Max right now just to say that the camera is recording. I can see the red light, but it's really sad that you don't have a mic input, so you're just gonna hear some dank audio, yet the audio is perfect. Proving again my theory that people actually film these guys have the boom mics and Max's job is useless on the show. All of the filming he does is borderline irrelevant, but at least they're giving Max something to do. Poor Max. So they have a voicemail. They have some concrete evidence of who Tony is. So let's listen.
Just calling you, know I'm thinking about you. Whenever you get this message, just know I ain't forget about you. Just want to let you know that, I do care for you. Can't wait to meet you.
So Tony left a voice message to Antoine and sounds oddly like a guy, so I'm just as confused as you are right now. I thought we were under the gaze that someone else in the family, was a cousin, was doing it. I don't...
Do you trust in him?
Yeah, I trusted him.
You trust him more than you trust me?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
If it turns out that he...
Yeah, that's gotta suck. I mean, she just says it like, you trust him more than me? Yeah, he got a dick, you don't. He can give me what you can't. I trust in him. I trust in his pants, okay? I see. Antoine he's thinking with his head, not his head. I got it.
Was lying that he doesn't look the way you like him to or that he thought he did.
Y'all be like a volcano.
All right, here, give me a hug, will you?
Very, very good, very well said. Apparently, Antoine will erupt if this guy is not 6 foot brown and has abs. I'll be like a volcano. I just float all over him. but not in the way that he want me to. Good work, Antoine. I like
But
it.
I'll be okay.
Here we go. We have one thing to look up. The one phone number he has for Tony, who's ostensibly from Atlanta.
I get progressively more annoyed that Max holds that piece of shit that he calls a camera and points it at Neve, expecting us to believe that the shot of him and the shot of Neve was done like by his camera. I mean, clearly this is not what a camera of that caliber looks like. You can't film shots that look like HD with that. If you could, why would anyone use big cameras?
Is a 513 area code phone number, which is a Cincinnati.
Look at that. His hand is so stable. It's like his hand is a tripod. Who needs a tripod when you have a Max? Just put Max there. What's up? And everything's perfectly stable. His life's stable. Okay, so upon like Googling the number, they somehow managed to find where the number was registered to, and it's someone called Diana Thomas. No idea where that leads to the investigation.
What's that?
There's a relative listed for Diana named Anthony Thomas.
That would be Tony. We have a hit. Anthony. What are the chances? Tony Thomas, a relative of Diana.
Okay, so somehow, through some bullshit that I zoned out through, they found Anthony, which is Tony Thomas, and he's related to that other girl, Thomas. So now the Thomas twins are somewhere in Cincinnati, Ohio, and they need to find out who this person is. This is where it starts getting crazy. The address that they're located in is Vine Street, which is where Jake Paul, Logan Paul, and everyone else who sucked used to live. I'm sorry, they don't suck. They don't. They're good people now.
Mugshot, Anthony Thomas.
Wow.
That's the first thing that comes up.
Yeah, busted in 2011 when this relationship started.
Oh my God, not only is he not 6 foot and brown, but he doesn't have any eyebrows. And looks crazy. But it turns out Anthony Thomas might just be a convict, and not just convict music by Akon.
Look, we found the picture of a guy who was arrested right around the time that Antoine.
Yeah, gender, male, race B. I thought that was like, you know, they had like a A, B, C, D. I guess it just meant black. But like, I just thought they were like numbering the races in a different way here.
Big jails use VoIP, so the caller ID would most likely show up as private.
So, Neve and Max, they look up the numbers and the potential that this man might be calling from a phone that is in penitentiary. So they think that this man is calling from there. He's using his one phone call to call Antoine, but not telling him to come down. Maybe he's afraid, maybe he's embarrassed that he's arrested. Who knows? But there is one truth to the matter. Antoine does not know that Tony is not who he says he is. And also, he definitely doesn't have eyebrows. That's a game changer for a lot of people. I tell you, if a girl doesn't have eyebrows, I don't know when she's surprised. So I don't know if I could do it.
So what happens if Tony picks up?
You say,
Hey, we're friends with Antoine. We're trying to finally help set up a meeting for you guys. There we go.
What a stupid cover, Neve. Oh my God, dude. Hey, we'll just say that we're friends and we'll try and meet with you. Oh my God, dude. He hasn't met this guy for 3 years. Obviously, it's not gonna be as easy as, hey, do you wanna meet? Oh, been 3 years since he forgot to ask me that. Yeah, sure, I'll meet you at the corner right now. Neve, that's not gonna work, bro. That was such a stupid idea. He said it as if it was like a, we'll just ask him if he wants to meet. I know, I'm a fucking genius. Einstein can suck on my nuts. I really think that I'm smarter than him. Neve, come on.
Great. The number you are calling is not available at this time.
so it's a disconnected phone number.
Great. Which is probably what happened
When he tries to
Antoine
call.
tried it.
Okay, so they try and call the number and it's disconnected, which means that the theory that he's in prison might actually be a thing. And you can't call a prison phone number. Nobody's like, hey, can I speak to convict number 248?
Oh, yes, hello, and what will the call be for?
Yeah, he owes me money. And also, I think he killed my grandma.
Oh, dear, I'm sorry to hear that.
So I'm gonna kick his ass. All right, just send that message through. Bye. I don't think you could just call the prison people. I don't.
So let's just be really careful with this guy. Tony?
Yo, Antoine. It's Matt.
Max is the funniest dude unintentionally on this whole show. He says things like, yo, Antoine.
Yo, Antoine.
I know that is not how he speaks. He's white. He does not say that. And later on in this episode, he answers the phone like he normally does, but like he's like, yo, there are 2 black people. All right, cool. Yo, what it do, Antoine, big dog? How you doing in these streets? Sorry about that. Just need some racial training after this. But anyway, what it do, big dog?
And Neve.
We're heading over.
We want to talk through what our options are. Is that cool?
That's cool.
Anyway, they're heading over now to basically break the news to this guy, Antoine, that his Tony might not be the Tony that he tones after all, you know? He's not gonna bone and tone this man.
Unfortunately, no name, no gender, no age. The next thing we did was we just did a search for that phone number. And it showed up for Diana Thomas. Now, we scrolled down.
This is a lot of information, just by the way, for a guy for 3 years who's been with Tony. Like, I sincerely appreciate, like, the other show that I watch and how piece by piece they try and slowly feed it to the people that, hey, I want you to know that everything that you think might not be so. And, like, I'm gonna show you slowly that I'm gonna pull back the curtain ever so slowly to reveal that you've been getting duped. Neve is like, here, information number one. This guy doesn't even exist, okay? I think he's in prison. Also, he's not even 6 foot and he doesn't have eyebrows. Are you with me? Why is he crying? Hey, listen, there's more. You need to buckle up, Sonny.
There's a little family background area where it shows relatives.
See anything strange?
I see an Anthony.
There's a really good chance that his name is actually Anthony, but that he goes by Tony. Then we just did a search for Anthony Thomas.
You don't think that this man could figure out the fact that you can shorten Anthony to Tony? You think that he needed that help, do you? Albert Einstein over here is really helping out the community.
Cincinnati. And the first thing that came up was this.
What the hell?
What the hell? Ah, damn. That ain't right. That is not the appropriate reaction to a human being. What the hell? He reacted like it was a pair of pants or something that he didn't like. Ugh.
For a guy named Anthony Thomas from Cincinnati, it's possible that
It says county jail underneath, and he's like, it's a mugshot for people who go to prison. Bad people. Thank you. Oh my God, this is an after school special. It's a mugshot. He's like said it with such confidence. Like Max told him on the car, this is what that is. No, they're not taking selfies. That's just what you take when you go in so they can identify you, Neve, you idiot.
he could be in jail.
I need to hear that one more time.
It's a mugshot.
Oh, that's the whitest thing I've heard in a while. Oh, look at that look afterwards. He was like impressed with himself. He was like, it's a mugshot. Maybe I should be acting in Oscar-winning movies next.
For a guy named Anthony Thomas from Cincinnati, it's possible that he could be in jail.
It's not even possible. It's actually really concerning that you said the words, it's possible that he's in jail once they have his mugshot in the county jail. If you think that they take mugshots and just release people and then try and capture them again, you're crazy. You're actually you're bona fide, like, crazy person. If that's what you think. Neve literally said it like there's a possibility this man is not in jail after having the mugshot. Oh my God, Neve.
And calling you from prison.
I was about to give up.
I want to see you. Can't wait to meet you.
So now it's like a really depressing sort of like collage of moments that should be sad but comes off more as a comedy. Like it shows Antoine being sad, the man's voice, a fake user profile. It's something that a parody movie would do.
Maybe you should talk to him.
Whenever he goes, huh?
It's time to just meet this guy.
So apparently it's time to meet this guy in jail because they're gonna try and arrange something like that. I don't know. They're basically, I think what they're trying to do is follow the lead and talk to the other person who was on his family record, like the Diana, I think her name was Diana Thomas. Try and figure out like if we can go from the lead to this instead of maybe just calling the county jail and asking if this person is there, which would be the easier thing to do. They're doing it the hard way because Neve and Max, they don't know nothing about prison.
Hey, buddy.
Ah, yes. Now Max has learned after his sensitivity training to say things like, hey, buddy, instead of, yo, what it do, big dog? My word that I can't say on TV, but as soon as the TV's off, I let that shit fly. You know what I mean?
There are consequences to saying the N-word.
We are going to basically arrive at your house in about 15 minutes.
That's cool.
Right.
I think there's some things we can do. There's a couple different addresses.
Damn, Antoine dressed like a 14-year-old. Damn, dressed like a Gothman. Huh. Antoine is really like, if I'm gonna meet you, I'm gonna make sure you know who I am. Huh. I'm
I
Antoine.
think it'd be good to sort of be proactive.
Common dressed like a bubblegum. That's good too.
Buzz and ask if anyone's home,
That's
right?
crazy, just ring random people buzzing.
It's not that crazy.
they need Antoine on their show though. Like Antoine is like one of my favorite people already. He's just that hair, like, you know, in the cold freezing temperatures of Cincinnati, that 14-year-old goth hair type combo that he's wearing, his stature, just everything about him sounds funny, and just the way that he's like, yo, you ringing doorbells, just that's crazy. And it is crazy. Neve doesn't understand. I feel like Neve just comes from a background where people are like, oh, hello, come in. No, yeah, I don't know you, but just come into my house, make yourself home. I feel like in other neighborhoods, certain things, it's like, you can't. I wouldn't do it. Neve is just way too comfortable.
Sometimes you gotta break some eggs to make an omelet. Yeah. Hey, we're looking for Tony.
You got the wrong door.
Who's this? Yeah. Looking for Tony? Yeah, but I'm asking who is this? Because you're outside the door. I just told you. Yeah. That's me. It's a Serbian name. Yeah, Kuliav.
Oh, is this Anthony Thomas?
You got the wrong door.
Said the wrong door. You hope nobody will come out with them gun.
Hi. Are you Diana? Oh.
God damn, bro. Neve, this is like any black person. You Diana? You dirty Diana? Come on. Come on. Come on. How many black people are there in this Cincinnati? Sorry, Max. I have to go for sensitivity training after. So anyway, Diana, you know Anthony? I know, yes. I thought everyone had the same name. Last name? Nope. All right, cool.
Sorry. We were looking for someone named Diana Thomas.
Diana Thomas?
Or Anthony Thomas.
No.
Do you have some mailboxes in there? No one named Thomas, right? So yeah, okay.
Next address.
Apparently there is no one named that there, and that was all some bullshit. Good work, guys, good work. You harassed possibly 2 people. Next stop, another place in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Not very inviting.
This one says no trespassing, keep out. So Neve is like, yep, that doesn't apply to me. That applies to you people. And by you people, I mean Max included. I'm one of the socially acceptable people who can just go onto people's property and just start talking to them. He goes to the door and just knocks on it like he's a Mormon who's unfazed by anyone's day.
Right, so they probably got a dog.
They got a dog. It's not a dog, it's a dog. That's got like U and other vowel consonants in it. A dog.
Cujo gonna come out.
Oh, you guys want to wait here? I'll go knock.
Yeah.
Good luck, buddy.
Hello. How are ya?
Motherfucker, you get to the point. You ask a question like, hello, hi, how are you? I'm okay. Who are you? Yeah, just looking for Thomas the Tank Engine, Diana Thomas, Thomas Edison, anybody really, you know? Honestly, I'm just looking for Thomas.
My name is Neve. I'm just looking for...
Motherfucker, are you shaking this woman's hand? Hi, how are you? I'm Neve, and I need you to tell me some information. That's a joke. I'm not a stand-up comedian. I'm on Catfish MTV.
Diana Thomas?
I'm Diana.
Oh, great. We're looking for someone named Anthony Thomas, and your name...
She didn't even say her last name was Thomas. She just said, I'm Diana, with like a question mark at the end. I'm Diana. Thomas? No. Ross. All right.
Your dad's last name was Thomas, but yours is not. We're just trying to help our friend meet Tony.
Yeah, it must be pretty weird looking outside and seeing Dave Chappelle in a wig, bubblegum lady, and Max with a camera trying to capture audio from 50 feet away. My brother, you just need some skills on how to actually capture audio. If I could capture audio from 50 feet away, you think I'd be using this? I'd be filming from the other house right now trying to get my audio. Maximum stupidity at times.
No, I don't know.
All right. I feel like that's a dead end.
Yeah, I guess that was a dead end. I guess kind of a lead, more or not, you know. It's more racist than a lead. She just happened to be Diana. She happened to know a Thomas. And Neve was like, you must be, this ought to be connected. He doesn't understand. Maybe this is not the right thing to do. But then they go on to another place. And this place turns out to be like, people have been evicted for a long time there. Nobody's actually living there. It's kind of spooky. Actually.
I don't think she was. I don't think so. This looks spooky.
There's no windows.
Yeah, so like I said, they visited some people. Neve has harassed his sheriff people. Everyone's like having a good time here. And then they go to a final house. And it looks like a Resident Evil house because nobody's been there. It's someone's been evicted a long time ago. Looks a bit spooky. And it looks like the investigation is coming to sort of a conclusion, or at least a dead end. Neve walks up to the house with his hands in his pockets as if he's not about to get murdered. I don't know if this guy has, like, after the first catfish, all his feelings just went away. But he just doesn't seem to have any fear of knocking on random people's doors, going to houses that may look like, you know, it's a drug deal gone wrong or possibly haunted. He's just okay with life. I aspire to be like Neve and that okay and not giving a shit in life. That's very good, Neve.
It's been salted.
This letter is a notice of violation and order issued.
See, this is what I mean. Neve, just go up and start reading other people's shit like that. This is, imagine some random dude reading your mail because you haven't opened it yet. That's Neve. He just go up there. I don't think that was even supposed to just be for him. Or I'm pretty sure that was on the door and he just took it off the door and he's like, yoink. Anyway, this says, Dear not Neve, please don't touch this. The house is evicted.
Even if I knock, they can't open the door. It's padlocked.
This shit is fucking crazy.
So, a lot of things are happening here. Neve is like, I can't knock on the door. Nobody's gonna open it, clearly. It's padlocked. They wouldn't know how to do it. So he's, you know, trying to fight with himself over how he's going to break into this house. Then he starts going around the back, and the other guy's like, this shit fucked up. Because I think he's not realizing that there is something that is just not making any sense. The Catfish guys are still trying to get to the bottom of this, but they have such a weird lead that nothing seems to be working out. That's when things take a twist, an M. Night Shyamalan twist.
Well, let's get it back in the car.
All right,
It's cold.
let's go.
I don't want to get back in the car. I'm gonna find something.
So the bubblegum lady says, I want to find some. Because she's about to reveal the biggest plot twist of, I don't know, 1984, whenever this was filmed.
I mean, we're trying everything we can.
Twan, the reason why you fucking stupid idiot can never find who Tony is because I'm Tony.
And then she reveals it. Because I'm Tony. And she does it like in such a stupid, like it doesn't even sound like a villain. The reason why you can't find him is because I'm Tony. Like you would have missed that if you didn't really listen because she said it so low key. I don't even, and the Antoine reacts in such like a normal way, like, you idiot.
What's going on?
Why the fuck would you do that? Cause that shit ain't fucking cool.
You should have never called me a fat ass Kelly Price.
And now we got motive. Just like that, within 2 seconds, Bubblegum Lady went from, I'm taking us on this investigation, I called this whole thing upon everyone, to, yeah, I tricked my own cousin into believing that he was in love, and the reason is because he called me fat-ass Kelly Price. I had to look up who Kelly Price was. I don't even get that reference, but goddamn, if someone says you fat-ass Kelly Price, I don't know if I could spend 3 years catfishing, sexting, having hot conversations with my gay cousin for 3 years. Why do you not have better things to do with your time, lady? Oh, bruh. I mean, my cousins have done some dank stuff in throughout my years on life. I don't think I've ever plotted revenge against my own family. Who needs friends? Who needs enemies when you have family?
Life. You have to deal with.
That ain't no fucking life. That's bullshit.
That's not bullshit.
It's over. Don't talk to me ever no more, and I mean that shit.
Saying that while you have an emo dress and you look like a 14-year-old, 20-year-old is like, that cuts deep. This is like, the words already were like bad, but then when you look like you've been listening to My Chemical Romance for the last 10 years, this shit really hurts now.
It was the right thing to do.
So this is what, payback?
Yes, paybacks. Payback.
For what? For what?
Paybacks. It's so funny.
You heard for what, Max? Has anyone called you fat-ass Kelly Price? No, because that would be so weird if someone did. You can't understand the pain that comes with being called a fat-ass something. Come on, Carmen, are you serious? Bruh, that's your homie. Imagine catfishing your best friend because they did something that hurt you like 3 years ago. Like, you took my pencil, so I'm gonna create a fake profile, make you fall in love for 3 years, make you wanna marry this person, then after 3 years be like, you bitch, that's for taking my HB pencil. Fuck you. I hope you suck. That's crazy. That's crazy.
It's so funny to me because he talked about me in front of like everybody. So I was waiting for the right moment, and that was the right moment.
Yeah, that's the worst part. She didn't even just catfish him. She called upon the investigation. She's like a serial killer who's like, look at that. The dead body is right there and I'm gonna help you search for it. While they're on the investigation, she's like, bingo, it's me. I'm the one who did it because he stole my HB pencil. HB pencils need to be banned. That had nothing to do with most of this, but like, honestly, it's really hard to shop in them.
Well, I think I share your confusion, disappointment, and disgust. Here, you want to get in the car?
Hell yeah, I want to get in the car. I want to go home.
Hell yeah, I want to get in the car. I want to go home. Imagine after 3 years, like you find out your cousin, do you want to get in the car? Hell yeah. Like had like all of that. That's a 3 years pent up aggression. There's no Tony. This is a 3-year hell yeah.
I'm sorry.
What voice are you using to talk to him?
The Tony voice.
Bro, what?
Just calling you know I'm thinking about you. Just want to let you know that I do care for you.
He never.
Nah, I don't believe that. I can't. I'm still in disbelief at the fact that she's like doing some Tony voice. I don't think I could do like a lady voice. Like some guy would be like, "You're an idiot." I don't think she can do a real Tony voice. I feel like someone on the show did something because like I just don't believe that that's her. I don't know. Maybe it is, but like she definitely has a deep voice. And remember when I said that was a clue earlier on when she said, "I just put on this voice." Nobody wanted to see my real voice, whatever. I don't know if it's real, but at the same time, if it is real, why did you not go into voice acting? Why did you use 3 years of your life to catfish your cousin instead of being in Disney movies? What is wrong with you, bro? Disney's next movie, Catfish.
Actually talked to Tony on the chat line, but he.
Do you like how Max has to stand back? He can't put the cat. It's still a close-up. I'm sorry.
Felt like he did because.
Oh shit, he fucking had to stand that far back, bro. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I was just saying. You know what? Your cousin called you fat ass Kelly Price. I didn't say anything. I just made an observation that Max had to stand further back than the normal focal distance.
I called him like, you met me off the chat line. Because he always on there and he give his number out.
So he never talked to anyone named Tony on the chat?
No, I've been talking to him for 3 years.
That's a long...
And I've been with him 3 years.
Yeah, the problem is you might get with him, G. Like, this is the issue. Is like, I don't know how you're gonna go back to your family and be like, yeah, we had a little beef. I catfished him, made him fall in love. Of course, he didn't think it was me. Like, he gay and stuff, but like, that's why. And then anyway, he called me fat. So like, I'm gonna say, I'm embarrassed him on national television. Now it's international. So we even. That doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound like a sound decision, Carmen. That sounds like the worst decision you could possibly make.
So I'm be with him, talk to him, be with him. Instead of everybody that we know, now the world can see. Like, it's one step.
Well, what did he say?
Up.
How did it start?
It's one step for mankind, one de-evolution for humans. It's
one notch up. That I was a fat, hungry Kelly Price. Every little thing that
he added to it, did he? She's not only fat, but she's starving as well. Like, if she doesn't eat some food, she's gonna start eating people because she needs sustenance. Does he say that in front of everyone? I don't know who it was that he said it in front of, and I can almost, like, imagine that it was a joke of some sort, maybe got blown out of proportion. And, you know, maybe to give Carmen the benefit of that. He wasn't. He was like, you fat-ass Kelly Price. I understand. Like, you know, people say things they don't mean. But if you love them, you'll get over it. Like, I don't think, if everyone was mad and started catfishing you for years over everything bad you did, I'll tell you what, I'd have a lot of people in my DMs pretending to be someone else. And I'm not even that bad, so I don't know.
Humiliate somebody. Humiliate somebody.
Then she says the word what is it? Humiliate, which is not even not a word, but like that's another D step for mankind. Like, we're regressing as she keeps talking, so.
The joke was always on me. So now the joke is on him.
You kind of, you used us and kind of wasted our time to get,
Now, I've seen Max get mad at people. I've seen Max be like, yo, on an upcoming episode, he tells someone like, this is not who she says she is, bro. He brings down the hammer of justice. But fat ass Kelly Price over here, he's like, by the way, you wasted our time, did you? And he's like standing back, like probably ready to run in case he has to. So Max is a little on edge here.
Back at your cousin for saying something about you 3 years ago?
Yeah.
It's lame. That's just lame.
That's not lame. Actually, it's
lame.
Good.
Yeah, Max starts doing some real HP damage by saying it's lame. That's how you get to people. It's lame. You're lame, bro. Start talking to people like you're in high school. Bro, that's lame. You're a clown, G. That's That's some bullshit. That's how you get people to change their ways. You go to prison, you're like, bruh, killing people? Lame. I'm down with killing people. I'm up with making people live. And everyone in prison's like, oh, Max said it was lame, so I'm gonna stop doing it now.
No, it's lame.
I catfish every single person.
Every single person. Carmen then says she catfishes every single person, which is not even untrue, because she catfished these two. This Neve is now sitting on like a record of 0-2. 0 wins, 2 catfishes. Bruh, Neve, the host of the show Catfish, has been catfished more than me. How am I supposed to believe you, Neve? Why?
Oh, I do that a lot, and I'm good at it.
Well, we know you're a good liar.
Even got you too.
Is this more about just sort of getting attention for you than it was
No,
about...
because I could have been on any show.
Nice. All right, so she's now drunk with power. Apparently she could have been on any show, and I would have, yeah, Dr. Full. That would be a good one. I can't help but catfish people. I catfished my cousin for 3 years, and I think I'm not the one with the problem.
I really could.
She could have been on any show, but she chose us to...
I heard that. I heard it, Max. She just said it. He turned around to Neve as if, I don't even know how this is passive-aggressive. He just literally repeated it.
Cousin, your blood.
But I know
who you've publicly humiliated.
Now I gotta deal with this bullshit because she do some stupid ass shit with her fat ass.
Then they have a shot of Antoine sitting in the car like a kid who's cosplaying as like an adult, or an adult cosplaying as a kid, either one. It's so funny because his neck sinks into the jacket. It looks too big for him. And he's got that like hairstyle that looks like he's an emo. It's just really funny, like bullshit. Like while looking like that, it just looks like it shouldn't be. But it's so funny.
Believe and trust in the person that they think they are.
Generally, it's to fall in love with someone.
Generally, you don't have, it's not, catfishing is not all about falling in love. That's not.
And she should know, because she's a catfish connoisseur, so like, she knows the intricacies of catfishing. Some is to fall in love, sometimes it's to get money. Sometimes it's to really show your true colors to the world. Like, there's a lot of different types of catfishes, just like there is in the sea. Plenty of fish in the sea to catfish, okay?
No, it would just, I still would prove my point.
But wouldn't that suck for you? Wouldn't you be?
It would.
That would be a bummer, right?
Yeah, it would.
Because
but
it could happen.
Yeah, it could happen,
Right.
but I know it won't happen.
All right, so like Neve sort of tries to instill a little sense of guilt and fear into Carmen's head by saying like, you know, the consequences of this might be that My Chemical Romance over there might not be talking to you for a while. Like, do you understand that? And she's like, yeah, it might be sad, but like, he won't do it. So I don't know if she understands that maybe he's not gonna talk to her, or she might have lost what she calls her best friend. Yeah, I don't know if she necessarily thought about that. When you're so drunk on revenge, you don't even think about like what's gonna happen afterwards. Now that she got it, I don't know if she's happy. She doesn't even seem she's savoring the moment. It just came out and she's like, yeah, all right, let's go home, it's cold.
I'm so glad you got to be on TV and everyone's gonna love you because you're the queen of catfish.
Are you gonna be mad?
It's just kind of lame.
Yeah, you're gonna keep doing damage with those lame comments. So you keep saying that. She's gonna feel it one day, bro. Whichever one of you keeps up with the lame thing, you guys need some like real, like that's one of the worst decisions of your life. I would call you a fatter Kelly Price if I could. Something like that. You gotta hit her with that. Like the camera doesn't have enough zoom to get to your like body. Like something. Just give her something. Someone needs swift justice right here.
It's lame. I'm cold.
Bro, they should have just left her. Like I know they shouldn't have. This is why I'm not on these shows, because I'll get fired. 2 episodes into Catfish. Leo has abandoned many contestants. He called one an idiot, and he also refused to come out of his dressing room because he said this show sucks and life sucks even more. I would be one of those. So I would have just left her and be like, oh, he called you fat ass Kelly Price. By the time you make it home, you'll be normal size Kelly Price, you know? So start walking, bitch. Like.
He'll be alright.
Of course, they send her with the producer because they're not evil like me, so.
There's some fucked up people in this world, I'm telling you.
So the next day, they go to Antoine's house, and he doesn't want to be talked. Rightfully so. He's processing the emotions. He's like, why y'all still here?
Why y'all follow me?
It's like a locked mission in like Grand Theft Auto. You go there at the wrong time, so you gotta start doing other things to unlock that mission.
Why y'all follow me?
Which is what the boys are trying to do. They're like, okay, we can't access this grayed out area. We gotta talk to Carmen instead, which is what they do.
Her if the cameras weren't rolling.
Hello.
Oh, imagine getting to this point in the episode, at the end of the episode, and it says Carmen, Antoine's cousin, and you didn't know that. Like, I like how they're showing us stuff. Like, they put Neve there in the last shot, as if I didn't watch this whole episode and be like, who? I thought his name was Steven. What? Why? You know what I mean? Like, at this point, why? What?
I want to hear how good it
I
is.
have nothing to say.
I don't believe.
So yeah, Carmen is sitting down, and this time they say, we're gonna talk to her as if the cameras were off, insinuating that Neve and Max are gonna give her the smackdown, so to speak. So I'm curious to see what they gotta say when the cameras are not rolling, because somebody needs to say something to Carmen.
You have all you have anyway. You don't have to have a conclusion to how a person is.
But what's your story?
I fucking catfish people and I'm cool with it. You don't have to be cool.
That's the story. I fucking catfish people and I'm cool with it. That's a book name right there. That's crazy. She just said it like that. Clearly, Neve. I mean, like, it's not even a psychological thing. This person has built up some walls and some issues that are thinly veiled excuses for her insecurities. Like, I don't have to be a psychologist to figure that shit out. Dr. Full does. But that's what the issue is. So if we could talk to her with a little more sense, things would be good. Of course, Neve doesn't do that because he's not a psychologist. He's just angry.
Yeah, I'm proud of myself because I do a damn good job.
I don't want you to make other people feel like shit.
They shouldn't have to.
You put people in positions to make them feel like
Well,
shit.
you feel?
Nice, good work. This is what therapy is. You sit down and you're like, I don't know why I keep catfishing people. Because you're a bitch. And your cousin was right. Imagine that. Like, whoa. Maybe if we can figure out the root of these problems, she wouldn't be catfishing people. I know this is, again, so far past Max and Neve's qualifications that maybe I'm the one reaching. But, like, again, even though they'd fire me from the show, I'd at least do that much for people.
They already is shit.
I want it to feel like shit.
They already shit.
That I want to feel like
just
shit.
like you already shit. You ain't shit.
That
You
your
heard what I
argument is
said?
you ain't shit. You already
Yeah,
shit.
just like.
The producer breaks down the door once Neve is like, you ain't shit, you already shit? What kind of black saying is that? He's like, whoa, hold up. Time out, you're ruining your show. And he pulls both Max and Neve aside and says, hey, you're sabotaging your show by like turning into the weird arguments that you do in like middle school. So you need to grow up and act like people who host the show. And Neve's like, yeah, you're right, my bad. I was gonna start saying some real dang shit.
You're sabotaging your own show. You want to sit in a room and make fun of the way a person talks. You guys need to get back in there and hear her side.
I'm sorry. I'm just curious.
Just like a teacher. You need to say sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry for you being fat. I'm sorry. That was the last one. Anyway, so tell me your life story from day one, birth.
I'm just curious, have you ever considered that maybe you're a compulsive liar?
I know I'm a compulsive
Oh,
liar.
okay.
Oh, yeah. But the greatest liars work in the biggest companies.
What? What? No, yeah, okay. I'm gonna use your pseudo-intellect back on you. The greatest liars may work at the greatest companies or whatever you said. But also, Steve Jobs didn't catfish his cousin for 3 years instead of develop the iPhone. I'm just saying, if Steve Jobs catfished some bitches instead of actually making the iPhone, I wouldn't even know about this episode. I'd still be on the telephone, you know? Like, he helped you. He crawled so you could walk and catfish people. You owe it to Steve Jobs. He's the founder of Catfish.
What is it about being on TV? What is it?
Because people on TV make the world look a different way to people that's not.
Okay, so Carmen has lost her mind somewhere along the way. I think she's just talking and she's like, let me try and sound profound so they have a conclusion. People is smart. People like to see TV people because they different. None of that makes any sense, but Carmen is saying it and the boys are indulging her because nobody's actually trying to get to, again, why she felt the need to seek revenge and why she wasn't able to process those emotions. But like I said, we're not a psychology show. It's just 2024 and it's probably time to take a look inside of ourselves and fix those issues. But hey, this is MTV. Not the time for that.
There's fame for doing good things and there's fame for doing bad things. Right now, you're gonna have a small amount of fame for doing something bad.
Notoriety. Different. Dave Chappelle said, you can get famous, you can't get unfamous, but you can get infamous. Very true statement. She's not famous. She's known for doing something. She's gained notoriety. Different.
I'm just angry and I'm tired.
Okay.
That's it. Because I created another version of that I am not, you know.
Well, how do you feel about that person?
Why don't you ask why she did it? Neve! How do you feel about that angry, tired person that you just explained your feelings for?
I like her sometimes.
Do Do you want to be close with Antoine again?
Yeah.
You lost your best friend.
Ooh, that picture tells a big story. That picture was taken the day off the investigation before they went and did it. This was Carmen being like, I know what's about to happen. That smile on his face, not gonna be for very much longer. That's the look she's giving. And he's like, ooh, I'm gonna find Tony. We're gonna get married.
I'm more sorry now than I thought it out to be when I first did it. But at first, I wasn't, because it was just totally revenge.
Okay, at the end they hug it out with this doesn't seem like a great conclusion here, but Carmen hugs it out. Apparently we've got to some sort of conclusion where Carmen is feeling empathy, or at least some sort of like, she's feeling bad about her actions, I guess. So after they do that, they unlock the mission where they can talk to Antoine again. Antoine's still wearing the same hair and the same clothing, so after days, apparently he hasn't changed, but that's fine.
I see.
Right. And I don't always like it, and I really don't like the way she handled the situation.
This other situation, true now. But my cousin, that's a family member.
That is a very factual statement, but yeah, I get it. I get it. It's a hard thing to process. Antoine is out here. He's not even on Facebook. He got a rare catfish through a phone. There's no way that he could have known this. This poor man, I mean, like, yeah, he might have said a statement ages ago, but if we're all held up, like, for our dirty laundry from, like, our whole lives, then, like, how can anyone progress? This dude, like, might have made a mistake, but should he have been catfished for 3 years for it by his cousin? I don't know. That doesn't sound like justice to me.
You know what I'm saying? You don't do that. I think I know. It's fucked up, though. I'm gonna keep saying that.
I know.
Like,
So Dave Chappelle with a wig is like, it's fucked up, and he like waves by and everything's good. And I don't know, it's like, it's not even, like his height makes him look like a child, but he's like way old. So he looks like a kid who's just like an adult. And it makes everything funny when he says things like, but that's fucked up though. But he's still like sucking a lollipop. So it's like, oh, I'm looking at a kid here that's saying like adult, like, you know, like real men things, and then looks like a kid. It's just very funny.
Take some baby steps to inform yourself on who you're talking to.
yeah, but that shit, though, ain't nobody trying to
I know. I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, Neve was like, take some steps to make sure that you don't get catfished by your cousin again. And then he's like, how could I have known? And he's like, nah, I'm sorry. I don't know. The producer said, say something nice. I couldn't think of anything.
Nah, that wasn't, that's what you trying to get on my damn nerves.
Yeah. So Antoine walks away, catfished by his cousin, but at least he has closure and there's no Tony and he can move on. Carmen, hopefully, I don't know, maybe she could move on as well. But 1 month later, they check on both of them to see if their relationship has improved at all.
Any updates on the romantic front?
Right now, I've just been talking to people, that's it. Have fun.
But no more talking to people on chat line.
No chat lines, nothing that.
So it looks like Antoine has improved. He's not talking to Carmen, and honestly, I don't even blame him, but he's also not talking to like that hotline, and he's like, hell nah, I'm just doing my thing. I don't know what his thing is. I don't know what he's doing, but I'm happy for him.
Did y'all finish? Now take me out this damn thing.
I genuinely, seriously wish that they signed, like they just somehow was like, hey, bro, you're currently in between jobs, which he said. And they were like, bro, you can add some spice to the show. I would have watched the show every episode if Antoine was on it. I find him so fun.
Wow.
Hello.
Hello.
Nice. I like.
So then they call Carmen and they check on her, and they say Carmen hasn't catfished anyone since the incident, but they're just checking to see how she's doing. Is she better? And she looks like she's a little more grounded in reality.
How's it going?
Y'all taking me from my gym time, you know.
Oh, sorry. You've been working out?
That's very good, and I hope that she continues to do gym.
I've been going to the gym 3 times a week.
Wow. That's amazing.
For almost a month now.
It is very good that she's going. That's the thing. That's the important part, that she's making in it.
You haven't been catfishing?
Oh, no. Not now. I haven't.
All right, well, best of luck. Nice to meet you, Tony.
Nice to meet you, too.
So at the end, something happens where they're like, see you later, Tony, and like has a little snarky comment, and she's like, nice to meet you too. But like, it sounds like an Italian Tony, and I don't know if that's part of the episode, because it didn't sound even remotely like that. And like, this is the inconsistency in the episode that I'm like, I think they got someone else to do it, but I don't know. Everyone chuckles, they share a little laugh, and the show just ends.
Be good, all right?
Bye.
And that finishes off the craziest catfish thing that I've seen. Trying to process this whole episode, I'm thinking about what I've done to people and if the people that I talk to say are the people that they actually say they are. I don't know. I'm sure I've done some stuff to my cousin. I've never called my cousins Kelly Price or fat ass Kelly Price. Thank God. I might have maybe, I don't know, when I was young done something, but I'm really hoping that our relationship as family can continue without the need to pretend to be someone else so that I could fall in love with someone else and then get revenged on. All I could say is this: family's family. Whether you like them or not, they're gonna be there for the rest of your life. So if you're ever gonna plan on getting revenge, just know that they're still gonna exist in that family dynamic. It's always better to get revenge on someone who you're probably not gonna see again, because that way you don't have to see them at every family reunion and like bring it up. But even better than that, my advice to everyone is to not do revenge. So much better. Anyway, that's the episode. Hope that we watch more of this. Catfish really is a show that I didn't ever think about. I didn't think I'd be interested in it, but like weirdly enough, it does get me hooked onto some of the episodic things and how crazy dating has become since the advent of like phones and technology. It's quite a wild world out there. So keep safe, keep your friends close and your family photo. Okay, bye.
She ain't even gotta ask, she did a dash and bit a lash. You know a dash and she